Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about the number one reason women pull away and lose interest. And it's not what you think, okay? One of the most common reasons why women pull away and lose interest actually sometimes doesn't have anything to do with you. And a lot of the time, it hasn't actually had much to do with you, okay? So what's happened then? So the most common reason that I've seen, and this is most of my coaching clients come to me for this exact thing, and this is exactly what has happened 99% of the time. So they started dating a woman, things were going really well, and then all of a sudden, almost out of nowhere, she starts losing interest, okay? So what's happened? There's someone else. That's what's happened. And usually I can tell this because, so for example, I remember coaching someone a few months back and they were saying about how they was talking to a woman that they liked and they were seeing each other and they were dating, but she was bringing up how her ex was messaging her and continuing to talk to her and things. And then all of a sudden, after having that conversation, she starts to lose interest, okay? Now what has happened is because this ex has come back into the picture and she's had more of an emotional investment in him than the guy that she's currently dating, who at this time was my coaching client, then it confused her feelings, and more than likely she went back to that ex. Okay, I don't know for sure that she went back to that ex, but more than likely she probably ended up meeting up and talking to her ex, and perhaps they slipped back into old habits like sleeping together and entering back into a relationship, okay? And sometimes that's all that it takes, okay? Just someone who she has more of an emotional investment in, more time she spent with more time with a guy. Sometimes it's also a crush as well. Like I remember this actually happening to me. Like I was dating a woman, over 10 years ago now. And I remember that she had a bit of a crush on someone and she was telling me about it, you know. And that person wasn't there. This girl wasn't there anymore because basically what she was doing, she was living in a house share with her. And I was sort of dating her and stuff. And she was sort of like, I could tell that she had a crush. She didn't necessarily say exactly those words that, oh, I really like this girl who I house share with. She would just talk a lot about her, which is why I kind of cottoned on to the fact that maybe she had a bit of a crush on her, basically. So she said it in words, but not necessarily in direct language. And basically, it was over the holidays that I was dating this woman, and she had stayed in the house share while this crush of hers had gone back home. And basically, as soon as the holidays were over and that crush of hers came back into the house share, because she was a student, like how I was at the time, and I didn't hear from her again. I asked her out, I didn't hear from her again because the other crush had come back into the picture, and I assume what had happened was she was trying to make something happen with that crush. But why? Because she had spent more time with this crush. She spent more time with her. She had, they were living in the same house together, yeah, and they seemed like they were really, really good friends as well. I don't think she felt the same, but she probably thought that she could maybe make something happen there, okay, that woman I was dating. So it's just one of those things that if a woman has more interest in someone else, then if that person comes back into the picture in some shape or form, like an ex or a crush, and they start talking to her again, she's going to drop you or lose interest in you and back away from you and show more attention to that person who she does have more feelings for, okay? Now, of course, it would be great if we could all just, instead of, breaking hearts and things like that, or, confusing people, it would be great if we could just get over the person that we do like currently, who is not working out with, like the ex or a crush who's not reciprocating, yeah? Wait for those feelings to simmer down and then start dating when we're no longer feeling as intensely about the people that we've previously been with. But of course, a lot of people don't do that. Okay, and women are like that as well. Men do this too, so it's not like it's not like it's only a woman thing. But because, for example, let's say you, for example, really like a woman, right? And let's say she's left your life in some shape or form. And you start dating a new girl, right? You start dating a new woman, and maybe you only go on like 1 or 2 dates with that woman, and then all of a sudden the woman that you prefer starts talking to you again. More than likely, you're going to back away from the woman who you only know a little bit about, who you've only been on a couple of dates with, and talk more to the woman who you've had a stronger emotional investment in, okay? So this is another reason why I talk about my videos, that it's a good idea to have time to be single before you go back out into the dating world, because you could potentially, hurt someone if that woman that you prefer comes back. And I think women should do the exact same thing. You shouldn't just go from one relationship and try to date and go straight into dating, or if you have a huge crush on someone, you need time to get over that crush before you start talking to someone else. You need time to be single. And one of the reasons why people don't do that is because they don't like being single. Yeah. So for example, for me, with that woman that I was dating who was living in that house share with her crush, she so much didn't want to be alone that she picked a random woman like myself off of the internet to go on a couple of dates with and to see. Because she couldn't even be a couple of weeks on her own in that house share by herself, you see. So it's like, and this is how much people dislike themselves, okay, on a deep level. Yeah, they hate being alone. Okay, this is why a lot of people are desperate for a relationship, because they feel like if they have a relationship or if they have someone, it's going to make their lives better. But that's not the truth. Okay, the truth of the matter is you got to learn to enjoy being single, learn how to enjoy your life, okay? So if you do meet someone, and when you do meet someone, if things don't work out, on a gut level that you're going to be okay. If the relationship ends, you know that you're going to be okay. If she cheats on you, you know that you're going to be okay, because you enjoy being single. You know how to spend your time wisely, okay? You're not being... you're not sitting at home alone being upset and, because, obviously you may for a little while, because obviously it sucks to go for a breakup, but it's not, it's not going to destroy you, okay? Which is why it's important to learn how to enjoy being single and to master that. And then you won't have the temptation to sort of like have a rebound or anything like that, because you know that, okay, if this ends, I'm going to take a few months to just enjoy being single, and to get better and to feel better, to reassess what I want in life, to reassess what kind of person I want to have in my life. And then when I've got my head clear and my feelings feel less intense, then I'm going to date someone new and start dating again. But of course, not many people do that, okay? But luckily, you're watching a video like this one, so you're more likely to go through that. So that is the number one reason why women pull away and lose interest. That's usually the most common thing. It's usually just because there's someone else. Okay, there's someone else that they prefer that's come back into the picture. Okay, that's the number one reason. Now, another reason, but this isn't the number one reason, is that it could be that you did make a few mistakes. Perhaps let's say she was a bit on the fence about you. Let's say she wasn't too sure about you. She could have been swayed either way into falling in love with you or backing away from you. And maybe you were a bit too needy, a bit too insecure. Perhaps you started acting like her boyfriend too prematurely. And basically was just doing everything prematurely in terms of, over pursuing, saying things like I love you or I really like you, buying her stuff, just doing too much too soon. Perhaps you went from 0 to 100, and perhaps that was one of the things that put her off you, and that's why she backed away. It could be the case, okay? It does happen, which is why I stress the importance of finding women who are really enthusiastic about you. Because if a woman is really enthusiastic about you, okay, and she hasn't got anyone else lingering on in the picture who she prefers, if she's super interested in you, you can make a few mistakes. You can over pursue a little bit with a woman that's really, really into you, okay? Because if she's really, really into you, then yes, you over pursuing, saying I like you a lot and or buying her stuff, it's not going to raise her attraction in you, but it's not really going to deplete it that much because she's that into you, okay? But it's with these women that are on the fence, who are sort of like could be swayed either way into just wanting to be your friend or not liking you at all, or could be swayed into falling in love with you. Your game has to be pretty tight, okay? So if you want to tighten up that game and sway those women who may be on the fence about you, then I highly recommend that you go and read my book, Attracting the Beautiful Woman of Your Dreams, okay? And you can read this completely for free on my website, because I know the economy is bad right now, so you don't have to purchase coaching with me, or you don't have to purchase my course, which is about, dating basics. So you can easily just read this one completely for free. And all you have to do is go to www.christineloveridge.com and go to the menu on the website and click on the book. It'll take you straight to the PDF reader where you can read it. You don't have to log in, you don't have to sign up. It's just there for you to read 100% for free. Okay, so if you would like to as well, you can get coaching with me, which is also on the website, and you can also buy my course, Dating Basics, but it's not necessary, because you can continue watching my free videos here on YouTube, and you can also read this for free too. It's just those options are there for people who feel like they really need it. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.